Jack was tired. It was just another lonely evening. He lived far from the city, in a small wooden house near the forest. No family, no friends. Just old books, cold meals, and silence. He worked from home, fixed machines for people online. Was boring, and Jack had accepted it. That night, the sky was quiet. He stepped outside with his tea, hoping to see stars. Instead, he saw something else, a light. A strong blue light moved fast across the sky. Then boom. The light fell into the forest with a loud crash. Trees shook, birds flew away. Jack froze. A plane? He whispered. Or something else. He ran inside, grabbed a flashlight, and rushed into the dark forest. The trees were tall and quiet, but the ground was hot. Leaves were burning, smoke filled the air, and in the middle of it all was something strange. A small silver ship, not like anything Jack had seen before. And next to it, a little girl. She was sitting on the ground, crying softly. Her skin was pale silver. Her eyes were big, glowing, and full of tears. She looked scared, lost, hurt. Jack's heart stopped. Was this real? He walked slowly toward her. "Hey, are you okay?" The girl looked up. Her lips trembled. "You are human?" she asked in a soft voice. Jack nodded slowly. "Yes, and you?" "You're not?" She stood up. Her clothes were torn, shiny, and full of strange symbols. She was no older than 10. "My name is Leary," she said. "I need help, please." Jack looked around. No one else was there. It's just her, the crashed ship, and broken trees. "What happened? Are you alone?" Leary took a deep breath. Then she said something Jack never expected. "My mom is sad, always crying. My father died." She smiles. "No more." She stepped closer. Her hands shook. "Please, make my mom smile again." Jack blinked. "What?" Leary looked up at him with tear-filled eyes. "Be her husband." Jack laughed nervously. "What are you saying? I'm just a man. A mechanic? I don't even understand what's going on." But Leary's face was serious. "You are kind. You are not like the others. You helped me. My mother needs that. She needs someone who can protect her heart." Jack didn't know what to say. This had to be a dream. Or a trick. But something about the girl felt real. Honest. Sad. He looked at the silver ship. It was half buried in dirt and trees. Not from Earth. Not from anything human. "Where are you from, Leary?" he asked. She pointed up at the sky. Far away. Beyond? Stars. We were running. Someone followed us. Now, ship broken. Jack took a deep breath. This was insane. But also, maybe not. Something in his heart told him to listen. "Is your mom here?" In the ship, Leary nodded. "She is weak. She hides. She does not trust humans. But I saw you. I chose you." Jack's mind raced. Why him? Why now? Still, he asked one thing he needed to know. "Why do you want me to pretend to be her husband?" Leary's answer was soft but strong, "'Cause if she doesn't smile again, she will die." The forest felt colder suddenly, the sky darker. Jack looked at the child. She was not lying. Her eyes were too full of truth. Of fear? He nodded slowly. "All right. Take me to her." Leary's face lit up for the first time. A small smile broke through her sadness. She walked to the ship and touched a glowing panel. The door opened with a soft hiss. Inside was light. Warm, soft light. The ship wasn't big, but it felt alive. Walls moved like they were breathing. Strange symbols floated in the air, and there, at the center, stood her tall, elegant eyes, cold like glass. skin shining silver blue. She wore armor, but her face showed pain. And strength, she looked at Jack like he was a threat. Leary ran to her. "Mother, he's the one I told you about." The woman said nothing. Jack took a deep breath. "Hello, I'm Jack. I don't know why I'm here, but your daughter," she asked. "Me to come." The woman stared at him. Then she spoke, her voice sharp but quiet. "You are human." Jack nodded. "Yes, and yet you came." "I guess I did." There was silence. Then she whispered, almost too low to hear, "Then maybe. This time, things will be different." She didn't smile, not once. Not even when her daughter held her hand. The alien woman stood like a statue, tall, silent, powerful. Her long silver hair floated lightly around her shoulders. Her skin shimmered, but her eyes were heavy, cold, and full of pain. Jack felt like he was in a dream, or maybe a warning. The little girl, Leary, held her mother's hand and looked up at her. "Please talk to him," she whispered. "He's kind. He saved me." The woman finally spoke. Her voice was deep but soft, like distant thunder. "You are a stranger, a human. Why are you in my ship?" Jack stood tall, even though his heart was racing. "Your daughter brought me here. She said you needed help." "I do not need help," she said sharply. "I need silence. I need peace. I need humans to leave me alone." Jack didn't answer. Right away, his eyes moved around the ship, the glowing walls, the floating light symbols, the strange hum beneath his feet. This place was alive, but broken. Just like the woman in front of him, the woman turned and walked deeper into the ship. "If you are going to be here, follow me. But know this, I do not trust you." Jack followed. Leary smiled quietly and walked beside him. She used to laugh, she whispered. "Before the war. Before Dad." Jack nodded. He didn't ask questions. Not yet. They reached a large room, dimly lit. The walls were covered in moving symbols, maps, data, maybe memories. The woman looked at Jack. "My name is Sailari. I am a queen. Or, I was." Jack raised an eyebrow. "A queen?" "Yes. Of the House of Velen. We ruled a world far from yours. We built peace. Then the war came. A war started by your kind." Jack froze. Earth. Sailari nodded. "Your planet feared us. We were strong. We were different. So they attacked first. My husband fought in that war. He never returned." Her voice cracked at the end. Just a little. Leary quietly squeezed her hand. Sailari didn't look at her. Jack spoke carefully. "I didn't fight in that war. I didn't even know about it." "I know," Sailari replied. "But you wear the same face. The face of the ones who took everything from me." Jack looked at the walls. One showed a blue planet. "It wasn't Earth. This is your home." He asked, "Yes, or it was. Now it is broken. My people scattered, and I hide. Why here?" Sailari's eyes narrowed. "There is something on this world, something we lost long ago, something dangerous." Jack waited, but she said no more. Suddenly, a loud thump echoed through the ship. "Lir," I gasped. "They followed us." Sailari moved fast. She touched a wall, and it became a screen. Outside, in the trees, shadows moved. Not human. 3 tall, thin figures walked through the smoke and leaves. Black armor, glowing eyes. Alien soldiers. "They want to finish what they started," Sailari whispered. "Even now, after all these years, they hunt me." Jack stepped back. "What do they want?" "My blood, my title, my silence." The screen went dark. Sailari turned to Jack. "I do not know who you are, but your arrival. It changes things." My daughter believes you can bring light back to this family. I do not. Jack sighed. Didn't ask to be part of this, but I'm here now, and I think I want to help. She studied him for a long time. Then, earn your place, she said coldly. Follow me. She led Jack down a narrow hallway. The lights dimmed. The air grew thick. At the end was a door, strange and alive, pulsing slowly like a heart. She placed her hand on it. The door opened with a quiet hiss. Inside was a secret, a large chamber. At its center, floating above a platform, was a glowing crystal. It pulsed with soft energy. Jack stared. What is that? Salari spoke quietly. It is the last key to my world's power. A weapon or a cure. I have not used it since my husband died. I locked it away. Why show it to me? Because, she whispered, you may soon have to choose. Jack looked at her. Choose what? She didn't answer. She closed the door back in the main room. Leary waited. She smiled when Jack returned. She didn't hurt you. No, Jack said. But I think she's still hurting herself. The ship was quiet again. Outside, the forest held its breath. Jack sat down beside Leary. She rested her head on his arm. She won't smile yet, the girl whispered. But she will. I know she will. Jack nodded. He wasn't sure why, but he believed her. The queen didn't blink as she said it. You will marry me, not for love, for survival. Jack couldn't believe the words. He stood in silence, his mouth slightly open, his heart pounding. Was this some kind of alien joke? But Salari the queen wasn't smiling. She never smiled. It started that morning, just after sunrise. The ship had repaired itself a little. During the night, lights were brighter now. The strange hum was smoother, calmer. But the tension inside the ship, that was worse than ever. Jack sat at a metal table, sipping something that tasted almost like coffee. Leary sat beside him, drawing strange shapes with her finger in the air. Holograms followed her movements, spinning stars, blue animals, alien trees. Jack smiled. She was still a child, no matter what world she came from. Then Salari entered the room. Her face was sharp, unreadable. Her armor was gone, replaced by a long silver robe. She looked less like a soldier, and more like a ruler now. We need to talk, she said. Jack stood. Okay, about what? She stared at him, then said the sentence that changed everything. You must become my husband. Silence filled the ship. Jack blinked. What? Salari walked slowly toward him, her voice steady. A royal match, a symbolic bond, between my kind and yours. Jack laughed nervously. Wait, you're serious? I never joke, she said. I have no time for jokes, or feelings. Jack frowned. So why ask me to marry you? I am not asking, she said. I am offering. For peace. For survival. She explained everything. Her people, the Volari, were on the edge of civil war. The royal bloodline was fading. Without a ruler who could protect the throne, others would rise warlords, traitors, killers. But if Salari had a partner, a family image, a symbol of hope, the rebellion would pause. A foreign husband, a human, would confuse their enemies. Give her time to rebuild, and Leary. She would become the bridge between two worlds. Jack listened, speechless. This is crazy. He said. Salari nodded. Yes, but it is also necessary. Jack stepped back, thinking, I'm not a king. I'm not anyone. I fix machines. I eat frozen pizza. Why me? She looked at him. Because my daughter chose you. Because you helped without reason. Because something in you, still pure. Jack shook his head. And what do you get out of this? Just politics. Solari's eyes darkened. I lost the man I loved. I lost my world. I do not believe in love anymore. I believe in protection, in logic. This is a contract, not a romance. Jack sighed and sat down. He stared at his hands. So, you want me to pretend? To play the husband. For show. Yes. For how long? Till peace returns, or until death comes. Whichever comes first. Jack looked at her. She wasn't lying, not even a little. And somehow, that made it worse. Later, Leary found him alone near the edge of the forest. She sat beside him, quietly. "You're scared?" she said. Jack nodded. "Yeah, a bit." "You don't have to love her," Leary said softly. "Just stay. Just keep her from breaking." Jack looked at the trees. The sun was setting. The sky was red and gold. He didn't answer. Not yet. That night. The ship felt colder. Solari stood in front of him again. This time, she held a small, glowing orb. Inside it, 2 golden threads floated. "This is the bonding rite," she said. "Once you accept, your presence will be marked in our archives. The galaxy will see us as one unit." Jack stared at the orb. It wasn't love. It was politics. It was survival. But maybe. Just maybe. It was also a beginning. He reached out and touched the orb. The threads wrapped around his finger, warm, light, and almost alive. "I accept," Jack said quietly. "For her. For Leary." Solari closed her eyes. For just 1 second. Her face softened, then the moment was gone. Far away, in deep space. A screen lit up in red. A voice spoke. "The Queen has chosen a human mate. Activate Protocol X3. Begin invasion." His name was on the enemy's list, and he had no idea why. Jack stared at the screen inside the alien ship. His hands were shaking. He had only touched one button. Just one. But now, a list of names appeared, glowing blue letters in a language he barely understood. Yet one name was written clearly in English. Jack Carter, danger level, red. That was his name, his full name, on an alien war database. The day had started quiet. Solari was gone, out in the woods, scanning for strange signals. Leary was asleep. In the ship's lower deck, curled up in a glowing pod that looked like a flower. Jack was alone. Or so he thought. He had wandered into the war room again. The same chamber where he had first seen the glowing crystal, the weapon or cure Solari had spoken about. This time, the crystal was gone. In its place was a floating screen, flickering softly. Jack stepped closer. The screen turned on by itself, and then the list appeared, thousands of names. Some alien, some human, and his name among them. Before he could do anything, Solari returned. She stepped into the room like a storm. "You touched the screen?" she asked, voice like cold steel dot. Jack nodded slowly. "I didn't mean to." You were curious," she finished for him. "Like all humans, why is my name there?" She didn't speak for a moment. Then she walked past him, placed her hand on the screen, and the names vanished. "It's a list of targets," she said finally. "Enemies of the Volari." Jack frowned. "But I'm not your enemy." Solari looked at him, long and hard. "Not?" Yet Jack backed away. "You think I'm a threat. You're a question," she said. "And questions can be dangerous." He wanted to shout. Instead, he whispered, "Then why marry me?" Solari closed her eyes. "Because Leary believes. You are different. And I trust her more than I trust anyone." Later that night, Jack sat alone outside the ship. The forest was quiet, but his mind wasn't. How did the aliens know his name? He had never left Earth, never joined the army, never touched space. Unless he looked up at the stars. Maybe the war. was closer than he thought. Back inside the ship, Leary found him. She held something in her hands, a small cube glowing with a soft yellow light. "What's that?" Jack asked. She smiled. "My father's memory." She placed the cube on the floor. It floated, then opened like a flower. A hologram appeared. An alien man, tall, with eyes like sailori's, but warmer, stood in the air, holding a baby. He was smiling. It was Leary as a baby, giggling. Then the scene changed. The same man stood before a group of soldiers, speaking. "If we lose to the humans, it won't be because they're stronger. It'll be because we stopped believing in peace." Jack's heart skipped. The man had believed in peace, even during war, and Earth still killed him. The cube closed. Leary wiped a tear. "I don't remember his voice," she whispered. "That was the last time he held me." Jack touched her shoulder. "I'm sorry, Leary." She looked up at him. "Don't become like them. Don't become like the ones who fired first." Suddenly, alarms blared through the ship. Red lights flashed. "Solaris." Voice echoed from the wall speakers. "Jack, Leary, get to the war room, now." They ran inside. The screen showed a fleet of ships approaching. Not alien.human.earth, ships. Dozens of them, armed, loaded. Ready, Salari stood still, watching the screen, her face unreadable. "They found us," she said. Jack gasped. "Why are they here?" "Because," she said quietly, "they think I still have the weapon." He turned to her. "Do you?" She looked away. "I buried it long ago. But they don't believe that." The ship shook. A blast hit the trees outside. "They're warning us," Salari said. "Next time, they won't miss." Jack clenched his fists. "I'll talk to them. I'll tell them I'm here, that I'm with you." Salari grabbed his arm. Double quotes, "No, you'll stay hidden. If they see you on this ship, they'll think I brainwashed you. Or worse, that you betrayed Earth." Jack looked into her eyes. "So what do we do?" She let go of his arm. "We survive." Outside, the sky burned red. Inside, old pain returned. But this time, Jack wasn't just a visitor. He was part of it now. The war wasn't coming. It was already here. It was a simple sound, a soft laugh, small like a whisper. But to Jack, it felt like the first sunrise after a long winter. He had never heard Salary laugh before, not even a smile. Not even once, but now, as she stood in the middle of the ship's kitchen, holding a wooden spoon, her face dusted with flour, she had let out the smallest laugh. Not because of war, not because of politics, because the alien pancakes had caught fire, and Jack had started yelling, "Abort! Abort! The flapjacks are turning hostile." 3 days had passed since the Earth's fleet appeared in the sky. Strangely, they had not attacked yet. They hovered above, silent and threatening, like hawks waiting for movement. Salari kept her ship cloaked, hidden beneath trees. Power low. Weapons cold, she said little. Watched everything. Jack, on the other hand, had taken a different mission, to teach his alien family how to be human. It began with music. He had an old speaker in his bag. One morning, he played a simple tune, a soft earth melody with piano and rain sounds. Leary's eyes lit up. "What is this feeling?" "Peace," Jack said. "It's what humans listen to when they want their minds to rest." She sat down and listened for hours. Salari didn't say anything. But the next day, she asked him to play it again. Then came food. Jack used leftover supplies to cook human meals. Toast, tea. Scrambled eggs, well, something like eggs from alien stores. Leary loved it. Salary said nothing, until the pancake fire. That morning, something had shifted. Something invisible. Salary didn't speak like a queen. She spoke like Someone trying to remember how to live. Later that evening, Jack sat outside the ship with Leary, watching the stars peek through the trees. She leaned her head on his arm. "You made her laugh," she said softly. Jack smiled. "I almost burned down the kitchen, Leary. I think she was laughing at me." "No," Leary whispered. "She was laughing with you. That's different." Back inside, Silari watched old memory files. Her husband's voice. Her past battles. Her child's first words. She paused them all. Then opened a new file. And recorded a message. Log 317. The human is strange. He walks without fear. He jokes when danger is near. And today, for just a moment, I felt less hollow. The next day, they worked together to repair the ship's outer panels. Jack climbed up the side. Silari handed him tools. No words, just shared focus. It felt normal, too normal. Which is why Jack asked, why haven't they attacked yet? The Earth's ships. Silari didn't stop working. They are waiting for orders. Or watching. Perhaps both. They must know I'm down here. They do. And they're confused. You disappeared from Earth, and now you're bonded to me. They will think you're compromised. Jack sighed. They'll come for me, won't they? Oh my. Silari met his eyes. They will come for all of us. That night, while Leary slept, Jack stayed up, fixing a damaged panel inside the ship. Suddenly, a voice whispered behind him. You're not pretending anymore, are you? He turned. It was Silari. She stood in the doorway, arms crossed. What do you mean? This marriage, this family. It began as a trick, a cover. But now, Jack looked down. I don't know what it is anymore, he admitted. But it feels real. She stepped closer. For me, too. And that is dangerous. Why? Because love makes people weak. Jack smiled softly. No, it makes people fight harder. Just then, alarms blared again. Red lights. Leary woke up and ran. To them. Silari shouted, stealth shields are down. We've been scanned. The main screen lit up. Earth command message incoming. A voice spoke. Jack Carter, you have 1 hour to exit the alien ship. If you do not comply, we will consider you lost, and target will be eliminated. Jack froze. They're giving me a choice. Silari's face was unreadable. What will you do? Leary grabbed Jack's hand, tears in her eyes. You're my dad now, she whispered. Don't leave. Jack's hands shook. He looked at Silari. Then Leary. Then the sky. He had 1 hour to decide. Return to Earth or protect the home he never expected to find, and in that moment, it didn't feel like a decision at all. It felt like truth. They gave him a button. One press, and the ship and the girl inside it would vanish. Jack sat inside a gray Earth shuttle. Cold metal, cold faces. Cold mission. Across from him sat Commander Rhodes, his former superior. The man who once trained him. Now, the man asking him to become a traitor. On the table between them lay a small black device. Just one button. Press it, Rhodes said, and we'll fire the orbital beam. Quick, clean, no pain. 1 second, and the alien threat is gone. Jack didn't speak, because Leary's voice still echoed in his head. You're my dad now. Don't leave. 2 hours earlier, Jack had walked out of the ship. Silari let him go without a word. Her face showed nothing, but Leary cried. She begged. She screamed his name. Still, he walked away because he thought maybe, just maybe, Earth would listen. They didn't. Rhodes looked him in the eye now. She's using you, Jack. That alien queen. She's dangerous. Cold. You think she's softening? That's what manipulators do. That's how they win. Jack shook his head slowly. You don't know her. Rhodes smirked. No, but we know what's hidden under her ship. Jack froze. What do you mean? The crystal, Rhodes said. The core weapon. The thing that killed over 40,000 lives in the Andromeda breach. That wasn't some accident. It was her husband's doing. And now she's hiding the last piece. Jack's blood ran cold. But Solari told him she had locked it away. Buried it. Had she lied? Back at the alien ship, Solari stared at an old console. It showed Earth's fleet moving closer. She spoke to herself. Humans always offer peace with one hand and hold a knife in the other. Leary stood behind her. Is he coming back? I don't know. What if he presses the button? Solari closed her eyes. Then, at least, it will be someone I trusted. Inside the shuttle, Jack stared. At the button again. Rhodes leaned in. This isn't love, Jack. It's a war mask. You fell for a story. She'll burn Earth if we don't stop her. Jack's hand hovered over the button. His mind raced. Everything felt wrong. Suddenly, he stood. Rhodes narrowed his eyes. Where are you going? Jack answered quietly. To ask her myself. He left the shuttle. Earth soldiers shouted behind him, but he ran. Through the trees. Through smoke. Back to the ship, back to her. Solari opened the ramp slowly as Jack appeared. Breathless, he walked inside. Leary ran to him, hugged him tight. You came back. Jack looked past her. His eyes locked. With sailors, tell me the truth, he said. Is the weapon here? Solari was silent. Then, finally, she nodded. Jack's heart dropped. Why didn't you destroy it? Because it is more than a weapon, she said. It is memory. It is history. It is what's left of my husband's work. He killed thousands he tried to save. Millions, she snapped back. But Earth fired first, and he made the worst decision of his life. Jack stepped forward. Then why keep it? Because part of him lives in it, and I was not ready to let go. Silence. Leary looked between them. Scared, Jack reached into his pocket. He pulled out the black button, held it up. I could end this right now, he said. One press, and Earth wins. Solari stood still. Then do it. Jack stared at her. Her eyes were not angry. They were tired, ready, and behind her. Leary sobbed silently, covering her face. Jack dropped the button. It hit the floor. Did not break. Did not beep. Just silence. I choose you, he whispered. Both of you. Far above. In the command ship, Rhodes watched the signal vanish. The idiot threw it away. A soldier turned to him. Orders, sir. Rhodes clenched his jaw. Prepare the missiles. Fire at will. Inside the alien ship, red lights blared again. They've launched, Solari said. She turned to Jack. You chose wrong. No, he said. Not if I stop them. He ran to the main panel. You said this ship is connected to the old grid, the one Earth used during the First War. Yes. Then maybe I can still talk to them. Jack typed fast Earth code. Alien. Software. Errors. Warnings.lir. I watched him, eyes wide. Solari whispered, What are you doing? Sending them something Earth forgot. A message appeared on screen. Incoming broadcast to all human vessels. And then, music.jack played the same soft piano song he had shared with Leary. But this time, it was mixed with a video. A memory cube, the one with Leary's father, smiling, holding her. Talking about peace, above the planet, inside Earth's ships. The music played, soldiers stopped, watched, listened, Commander Rhodes watched too. And something inside him hesitated. Back on the planet, the missiles froze mid-air. Jack's console lit up. Earth Command. Mission paused. Awaiting council review. He turned to Solari. It worked. She stared at him. No, you worked. Then, slowly, for the second time in her life, she smiled. The girl was right. She didn't need a hero, or a soldier, or even a king. She just needed someone who could make her mom smile again. And now, as Sailari stood under the twin moons of a quiet alien valley, smiling, truly smiling, Leary knew the mission was complete. Not the war, not the politics, but the real mission. The one only a child could believe in. 1 week had passed since the missiles stopped mid-air. Jack's broadcast, a simple human melody wrapped in alien memory, had echoed. Across Earth's fleet, it didn't change minds. But it opened hearts enough to pause the fire, enough to start the talk. A ceasefire was declared. Earth ships remained in orbit. Watching Valari allies came out of hiding, listening, and in the middle of it all stood a strange new family. A human man, a silver-skinned queen, and a bright-eyed alien girl who had made it all happen. They moved the ship to a hidden valley. Sacred Valari ground. Peace negotiations began. Earth sent diplomats. The Valari sent elders. Jack, he cooked breakfast. Saelar. She learned to stir without burning. Liri. She played music across the valley, filling it with laughter and strange dancing. Every day was fragile. Every day was beautiful. One night, as the stars burned soft above them, Jack sat beside Sailari on a stone bench. She wore no armor now. A soft white robe and tired eyes. You look different, Jack said. She smirked. So do you. They watched the stars in silence. Then Sailari spoke, her voice almost a whisper. I thought I had lost everything. My home, my love, myself. Jack nodded. But now? I don't feel hollow anymore. She looked at him. You didn't come here to save a queen. You came because a little girl asked for help. And somehow, that saved me too. Jack didn't know what to say, so he reached out and gently took her hand. She let him in. The morning, a Valari elder arrived with news. The council had voted. The queen's exile was lifted, but there was one condition. She had to choose a path, stay queen, and lead a world, or live quietly, away from power, with her new family. Sailari didn't hesitate. I choose peace. Juan, choose them. Later that day, Leary ran through the field, laughing with wild joy. Jack watched her from a hill. Sailari joined him. She's free now, she said. No more war. No more lies. Jack looked at her. So are you. She turned to him. Do you love me, Jack Carter? He smiled. I didn't know what love was, till I saw you burn a pancake for me. Sailari laughed loud, full. Alive, Leary heard it from below. She stopped running. She turned slowly, and her eyes filled with tears. Because it was the laugh she remembered. The laugh of her mother before the war, before the silence, before the pain. Leary climbed the hill fast, breathless, and wrapped her arms around them both. You did it, she shouted. You made her smile. Jack hugged her tight. No, he whispered. You did. That evening, a quiet ceremony was held under the moons. No crowns, no soldiers, no speeches. Just 3 souls, standing together in the starlight. A queen reborn, a human healed, and a child who believed in impossible things. Sailari looked at Jack. No more lies, no more secrets, he said. She smiled. Then she whispered the words no one thought she would say again. Welcome home, oh my husband. The winds were soft. The stars didn't blink. And somewhere far away, 2 worlds began to hope again.